Yo, anybody in there? Hey, B Junior here from Endurance Productions YouTube channel, B Junior's Movie Cave. Reviews have kind of dried up this week. Didn't get any new movies in for reviewage, so none of that today. What I thought I would do, just to change gears a little bit, is to do a little goof-off video for you. I've seen hordes and hordes and hordes of people putting up their collection videos on YouTube here lately. I thought I would start my series of those and just from time to time, in a numbered fashion, put these up on the channel just to talk about my collection so far and show you what's in it. So without further delay, let's dive right in. Let's go over here, and what better place to start than with the horror movie shelves. We'll start there. We'll call this one horror movie shelf number 1. I hope the lighting is okay. Let me see if I can make a little room here and pull these out. Yeah, there we go. Just kind of going down the line. Most of these, I go ahead and tell you, I don't have them alphabetized or anything of that nature. I just keep it simple. I kind of lump them in with either directors or genre. I put all the horror movies together, for example. Then I put all the action movies, comedies, things like that, and just kind of lump them in together. If they're part of a series, I might throw them in together or something of that nature. Just kind of going through them here, guys, in kind of freestyle fashion. Salem's Lot. This was the first ever DVD that I ever bought when DVDs came out about a decade ago. This one and I think Out for Justice with Steven Seagal. These were value purchases when they first come out in the good old snapper cases here, but just kind of cool. I've managed to hang on to this one for a long time now. So yeah, there's that vampire. Yeah, pretty cool. Always enjoyed Salem's Lot. Of course, you got these are pretty much all Stephen King oriented films to start off the first shelf with. Shining, Cat's Eye, Children of the Corn. One of my childhood favorites, Stephen King's Silver Bullet. Just always enjoyed that one. It's just a great kind of nostalgic horror movie. So is Maximum Overdrive, directed by Stephen King. This is Dino De Laurentiis double feature, which has it in there with Raw Deal, an action flick with Schwarzenegger that I rather enjoy. But these two together, I've never understood the double feature, why they're together. But anyways, Pet Sematary, Stephen King's It. I picked this one up used recently. I think it was about a $5 purchase, but one of the few miniseries that I enjoy pretty good. I watch it every once in a while. One of the newer ones, The Mist. Rather enjoyed this movie. I don't know, the ending's kind of a downer, but I enjoyed the movie overall. This 2-discer, if you have the means, pick up the 2-disc edition like this one, or the Blu-ray rather, the 2-disc fashion, because you'll get the extra special features, plus you'll get the black and white version of the film, which I rather enjoyed. It did really feel like an old monster movie whenever I watched it. I watched it in black and white last time, and it was pretty cool. Here's a triple pack. If you can find these around, I picked this one up at Big Lots. It has Tales from the Dark Side, the movie, Graveyard Shift. That's not the best Stephen King oriented movie. Basically got it for these two films, April Fool's Day and Tales from the Dark Side, the movie. Good way to pick up some good films there. Here we got some Romero films. Grant you, and mind you too, as we go through these, if I don't have it here on the DVD shelf, chances are it's probably either on HD DVD or Blu-ray on the Blu-ray shelf. So if you're seeing a couple missing here that you're like, dude, he's missing that one, well, wait for other videos to come. I probably got it in the collection somewhere, even on VHS possibly, or Laserdisc. Get into some non-zombie Romero favorites, The Crazies. Actually, this one I grew to love over time. This is a Region 2 disc. I'm going to do a Region 2 update soon. I just got this one in yesterday, and I watched it, and got good special features on it. I think it's got the same special features as the Anchor Bay Region 1 release, but I don't know. It's not really a full-on horror movie, but I just put it in here with the Romero flicks. The Dark Half. The only downer about this one is it's a Region 1 disc. It's in full screen. We don't have a widescreen special edition of this movie. Not a lot of people like this one, but I've grown to like it over the years. Timothy Hutton plays a good dual role in that movie. I don't know. I got it just because I like watching the movie. Every once in a while. It's funny whenever you talk about Romero flicks. I'm either on a full-on zombie Romero kick, or I'm on a non-zombie Romero kick. It's neither a mix of both. It's strange that way whenever I'm watching my flicks. Anyway, His vampire effort there, Martin. I always like this one. I don't know. It's a Camps Divided flick, but I always like Martin. Here's one that another Camps Divided one. It's kind of an odd movie. It's not a horror movie, but it's Night Riders. I don't know how I feel about the generic cover art on this Anchor Bay re-release, but I like the back cover art pretty good. There's Savini and a couple other guys, and I like how they did the back cover art. And the front's kind of, yeah, it's got that generic dude on a motorcycle. They don't wear helmets like that in the movie, so anyways, Night Riders, it's kind of a, it'd take too long to explain really what the movie's all about. It's kind of like a Renaissance fair that goes from town to town. Instead of riding horses, they ride motorcycles and put on a medieval show. And it's about them kind of coming to terms, trying to live by the old school rules, and I don't know, that kind of stuff. The classic Creep Show. Yeah, this is the best way, in my opinion, to own Creep Show. It's the Region 2 disc special edition. Or excuse me, Region 2 2-disc special edition. Mainly because you get all the special features that Region 1, for whatever reason, the rights are tied up on it. We can't get those. So the Blu-ray over here, we have that. We have a bare bone edition of it. We don't have a special edition yet. We do have a special edition of Creepshow 2. I think this one just has a commentary on it, though. There's a better version of this one out there. I'm just too cheap to pick it up yet. Getting into the Romero zombie flicks, recommend probably Night of the Living Dead Millennium Edition in the red box. It just seems to be the kind of the sanctioned Romero version of the film. Of course, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead. I did pick up this new Day of the Dead. Well, it's not new, but it's new to me. It's the Velcro Bub cover, where it's got the zombie, the fold-out 2-disc edition there. Well, I always thought that was pretty cool. I kind of traded up for that one. I had a regular DiviMax of Day of the Dead. I traded up and got this edition. Paid a couple of bucks and trade in too, but I think it was worth it. Night of the Living Dead 90, the remake. I enjoyed this remake. One of the few that I actually enjoy watching over and over again. Of course, Diary of the Dead, Survival of the Dead. You'll notice that Land of the Dead is not up here. I have a HD DVD combo disc of it that you'll see later in the HD movies that I'm going to do later on in this series. Howling 1 and 2, the only Howling movies that I like. In my opinion, the only two worth watching. Howling 1's a classic. Howling 2 is just for sheer cheese factor and Christopher Lee in that movie. It's awesome. Getting into the Halloween movies. Of course, Halloween 25 Years of Terror, kind of a documentary. Has the original movie with it. Howling 2 and 3. Howling 4 and 5. Howling 6, Curse of Michael Myers. Howling H2O, or excuse me, Halloween H2O. Jeez, man. I need some coffee. Halloween Extended Edition with the TV scenes cut back in. Probably my favorite way to watch the original. Getting into the rest of these will be John Carpenter movies. Not all of John Carpenter's films, of course, are horror movies. And that's a point I want to make, is that he always gets pigeonholed as being a horror director, but he's made action movies, dramas, and all kinds of things. One of the ones I want to add to the collection one day is the Elvis movie that he did with Kurt Russell. That's a very good drama about the life of Elvis and the end of his career and stuff. So anyway, the ones that I have in the DVD collection, though, Assault on Precinct 13, the original. It's an action movie. A lot of people lump this in with horror movies. I beg to differ. It's basically just I think a remake of Rio Bravo, old Howard Hawks movie. But Assault on Precinct 13, I always enjoyed it. It's a great little late 70s action flick, low budget exploitation style. Someone's Watching Me, a TV movie that he did in the late 70s, around about the time he did Elvis, and I think when he was filmed, either right before he filmed Halloween. So you can see a lot of direction style in this movie that shows up in Halloween and other horror movies that he's done. Of course, The Fog, classic. Escape from New York. This is the, I think now out of print, 2-disc special edition. If you're in the market to get Escape from New York, score this one, at least to get the special features in it and everything. There is a Blu-ray release that comes with the Blu-ray and DVD. I'm unsure if that has the special features with it. But if you want everything that is Escape from New York and you don't want to pay a whole lot, I think you can still score this one for cheap on Amazon or somewhere. But get it while the getting's good. It has the extra fold out in it and everything. I'm not going to take it out, but I do have a Region 2 Blu-ray that I'll show later of Escape from New York, and I want to make some interesting notes about that Blu-ray later on. The Thing, this is the little kind of frozen ice cover thing, DVD that came out from Universal a while back. Has great special features on it. Highly recommend it. Even the picture quality on this DVD is excellent. If you want to know my personal opinion, the best way to view The Thing is on Blu-ray and or HD DVD. Both transfers on those high def formats really sing on that movie. It's one that was just it was well made, well shot, especially all the snow covered landscapes of Antarctica, and where it's not actually Antarctica. I believe it's Canada that they went to film that movie. But anyways, Christine, Stephen King oriented movie directed by John Carpenter. Always loved Christine. It's one of those HBO favorites growing up, and I can watch that one any time of the year. I always got the feeling from interviews that I've read and seen on John Carpenter, he kind of just did this movie as a job. It's kind of a jobber. He really didn't, I wouldn't go as far as saying he just didn't like the movie or anything, but you get that feeling. Starman, kind of a drama, sci-fi drama movie. Enjoy Starman. Big Trouble in Little China. This is the big box 2-disc special edition that's out of print now. You can still get this one on a 1-disc version and a Blu-ray. The Blu-ray of this is awesome. Pick that up. Here's two that scream a special edition and a Blu-ray edition needed of these really, really bad. Prince of Darkness and They Live, his return to minimalism. They Live being kind of a sci-fi actioner with Roddy Piper, and Prince of Darkness with Alice Cooper, and kind of a return to bare-bone horror for him. Both movies are highly underrated. I enjoy both of them, especially around Halloween time. Memoirs of an Invisible Man. The only movie where you'll notice he didn't put his name above the title, mainly because I think that he had trouble with the studio, Warner Brothers. Big mess with that one, but I always enjoyed the movie. I enjoy it more now, kind of for nostalgic purposes, but the only problem with it is it's one of those movies where it just tries to be too many things. It tries to be sci-fi, it tries to be comedy, it tries to be action, and it really can't do all of it at the same time. So, In the Mouth of Madness, back to basic, or back to form, horror movie, straight up horror movie. Sam Neill in the lead role. Always enjoyed this one. I remember seeing this one at the movies with my wife when we were dating. Scared the living crap out of us then. Still pretty effective now as well. Village of the Damned remake by John Carpenter. Kind of underrated. I actually enjoyed that one. Christopher Reeves played a good role in that one. Escape from LA, we'll just leave that one alone for now. Vampires. Love Vampires. Good. It's horror, yes, but it's more of an action movie. I really enjoyed this flick. The more watch it, the more I enjoy it. James Woods is awesome in that movie. Ghosts of Mars. Good action in the movie, but the movie's kind of stale. This is one of those kind of like Land of the Dead. The more I watch it, the less I like it. But it's completist. I had to have it. Masters of Horror. John Carpenter. Cigarette Burns. I actually enjoyed this one really good. Or really well. He did another one. I think. I can't remember the name of it, but I really didn't enjoy that one too much. So I just picked that one up in a bargain bin over at Wally Mart. I always do my newer horror movies on top, on a horizontal. I know I'm weird, I have to say that, but I do my newer movies on top of all my classics that are horizontal, or excuse me, vertical. So let's go through these real quick here. Willard, just kind of a comedy, weird horror movie. Really enjoyed that one, about the rats. Some comedy horror movies, Shaun of the Dead, Zombieland. I actually scored Zombieland on a Blu-ray recently. That's awesome on Blu-ray. My Bloody Valentine 3D, one of the few remakes that I like. Trick or Treat, that's best viewed on Blu-ray. I actually scored it on Blu-ray as well recently. The DVD's not bad, but you don't get special features with it. House of the Devil, great underrated straight-to-video movie. It should have been out the movies if it wasn't. I don't think it was, but great suspense builder. Don't expect a big gore fest or anything, but it's actually a pretty good flick. Record. 8213 Gacy House, Paranormal Activity. Exorcism of Emily Rose, Mothman Prophecies. The Rocky Horror Picture Show. This is weird. Rocky Horror Picture Show, I enjoy parts of that movie. I enjoy the parts with Meatloaf when he's in there and singing and everything, and I enjoy the dinner scene when they're all at the table and It's kind of like a break from everything that's going on. But I only like sporadic moments in the film. I don't really like the film overall. I don't get into all the reenactments and all that stuff. That's kind of like my mother and father's generation. I never really got into that. But I do have it in the collection in case we ever want to watch it. Raising Cain, it's kind of a edge of the fence. It's kind of like a psychological thriller, but I enjoy Raising Cain by Brian De Palma. Waxwork double feature. Poltergeist 2 and 3 double feature. And the Exorcist Special Edition. That's the only version of The Exorcist that I have. I don't have the version that you've never seen or whatever they call it. And I don't have the Blu-ray yet of it. I think the DVD will work for me because, like I said, it's a classic and everything, but it's not one that I watch a whole lot of. Dudes, I'm going to stop here. That has been Horror Movie Shelf number 1. And I hope you've enjoyed it. There'll be more in the future. Rock on, amigos. See you next time.